Hello and welcome. Today I am planning on showing you what my plan is for all of these little test fabrics that I got from Heaven and Earth Designs. I got 8 different ones so that I could see what I like the feel of and the look of, what I can physically see, because I saw that some people can have issues with seeing, and if it's too difficult then you're not going to want to stitch on it. So I wanted to get these little samples and test on them like this. I did 1/1 here, 1/2 here, and then down here I'm going to do the same thing. I went down to the 2/2, but I'm also going to put 2/1 just to see. It's going to be a little bulky, I think, but that is the point of this project that I'm doing for myself, is so that I can reference to it and see what's too sparse or too crowded on different kinds of fabric, and I can just look at this in the future and know what I want for whatever pattern I'm working on, what kind of look I want. So what I'm planning on working on for however long it takes me is to stitch up until it gets crowded, and then I'll stop. And I'm also going to do tent stitches over here, and then on this side I'm going to do, this is DMC floss, and on this side I'm going to do a different brand of floss so that I can compare the two. I haven't gotten that. It's CXC floss, I believe, and I'm going to do that on this side. So yeah, it's gonna take me a little while to do all of this, so I'm probably gonna turn some YouTube on and watch some other FlossTubers while I do this today, and however many days it takes me. So I will come back later and show you how this is going. So it's a few days later. I finished stitching all of the little test fabric. So I just wanted to show you a few of them, because I felt like it's kind of repetitive to be showing them all, but I will take pictures of them if you're interested in seeing them all and add it to the end. So I took them out of the plastic, so I hope it's not too crinkly sounding. What I did was I folded the top here so it would leave enough room. I want to put DMC at the top for this section, and then over here I'm wanting to try another brand. I think it's CXC, so I'll just stitch that at the top and then have the other brand on the other side, because they're a little thicker, I think, so it will cover differently. But this is the 16 count Aida, so this is 1/1, 1 strand over 1 square, and then this is 2, and then this is 3. So I would, use this. And then on this one, this is 18 count Aida. I did the same layout, and then I went ahead and tried over 2, even though that's not something you would do on Aida. I just wanted to see what it would look like. So you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. But I was kind of like in between these two. I like the way the look of that one is. This one's a little bulkier than I would like on the 2/1, and then this one is a little sparse looking, so in some cases this confused me more as to which one I would pick. So I don't know. That made me hesitate a little bit on buying the 18 count for one of the patterns that I have. So I'm not sure about that one. And I got this test sample of this fabric called, I don't know if it's Ariosa or Ariosa. I like the way it feels though. It's nice and airy and light. But on all of the even weaves, I did the 1/1 and then 1/2 so that I could see. I thought you would always do over 2 on even weaves, but then I saw that on Hades that they do over 1. So then I made sure that I did the test over 1 as well. So yeah, on some of these, when it gets so bulky, it was quite difficult to stitch. You could hardly see what you're doing when it all gets scrunched together. Even on the ones where I felt like it looked okay when I was done, that it still was difficult to actually do. So I'll skip over a few so it's not so repetitive. I'll do the 25 count Lugana. This is what I ended up picking for the design I'm gonna do. And I liked how even just the 1/1, it's a little, you can just see just a little bit, but when you're, you're not gonna be looking that closely if it were on the wall or whatever, so I think that will work well. So yeah, I would suggest doing something like this to have as a reference, even though for some, like I said, well, let me make this focus again. Even though for some, I think it confused me more than helped, because I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, as far as I don't want the fabric to show through, but then some were just quite bulky. So I would recommend doing this for any fabric you don't have any experience with, or even if you do, just to have as a reference. But that's about it, really. Simple, but I think helpful for me to have done. As a new cross stitcher, I will definitely be looking at these. I'm still waiting on my fabric and my thread to come in, so as soon as those come in, I will be starting on my projects and showing you what they are. So my dog is staring at me and is distracting me. Let me show what I'm dealing with here. This right here. Yes. Her name's Pola. And a lot of times I'm talking to you and that is happening to the right of me. So, yeah. I don't remember what I was saying, but I was done. So, bye for now. Happy stitching. I'm happy stitching. I've been binge watching Netflix and stitching away. So, see you in the next one.